It's been a sobering experience. In the beginning, that's how I guess we all can be like this when we jump to conclusions, when we react without thinking. And when somebody is acting in a way that is painful to us, we many times look at how could you do that? How can you act like this? And we find fault in the other person. And that's how it was with my friend, my very, very beautiful friend who I was fortunate enough to spend 4 months together. And then there was, starting last week, she withdrew herself, or she basically just stopped talking to me. And in the beginning I was all like, how could you do that? And you totally turn cold, and that's what's wrong with you, and being all upset about that, basically blaming her for that. But then after a couple of days, and I was doing some thinking about what I could have done that got her to be uncomfortable. And it has to do with, that's really something that I need to look at. And so I'm very grateful for this experience, however painful that is, because I really miss her greatly. But it's about how I come across, and how I sometimes can be very lectury and very... She actually, one time she sent me a message about saying, Christoph, I don't like it, or if you keep on acting always superior to me, maybe we shouldn't be together. And that's part of my tone and how I come across, and I really don't like that at all. But it's just something I'm not even aware of, because this is just who I am. This is just how I communicate. Always in the lecturing mode, always trying to fix, always trying to give advice. And then somehow I come across like I'm on a pedestal somehow. So this is what I've realized again through that experience. And that's how it is in relationships. We can learn through others about ourselves more. There's just one thing that I'm a little bit sad about, and I think that's really missing in any healthy relationship, is that two people, whatever the issue one person has with the other person, or the other way around, is that people can communicate and sit down together and say, hey, you know, there's something I want to talk to you about, something that is a little bit upsetting to me. I also realize that, especially I guess with women, because women are very sensitive. I always think that the nature of a woman is like the nature of a cat. And when a cat is rubbed the wrong way, they get, you know, their claws come out and they move away because they're not comfortable. And then, of course, the nature of a man, which is more like the nature of a dog, is a little bit different. That's the nature of the beast. We all have one of those, a nature. But how can we really come together if we don't communicate? If we just react to something that is not comfortable to us, and then we just turn our head and don't want to have anything to do with that. I'm not trying to blame her for that at all, because I realize she's doing that because she has to do that. It's just I wish that, well, in this situation we can talk about that, we can work that out. Because that's what we're here to do, and ultimately it's in love, because it's all about love. I'm not here to hurt her or hurt anybody because I'm mean-spirited, or I just want to force myself down her throat and tell her that's the way and you should be doing this way, and I'm trying to change her. Far from it. I just want to love her. That's all. And it's just sad to me that it's still that karma, I guess, attached to me, or that stigma attached to me, where Christoph is pushing people away because he's just this hard ass, always about lecturing and preaching and teaching and trying to fix. And yeah, anyway, live and learn. Live and learn. It's a terrible price to pay, you know, to lose somebody who's, in a way, she was so dear to me, still is dear to me. I actually just sent her a long email trying to explain myself there, but if she's going to react to that, I don't know, time will tell. Would be really nice, but it's really not, I mean, that's not really the key here. The key is for me to learn my own lesson. And that's how it is always also for you. So that's why I'm sharing that. Because experiences and how people react to you, especially those painful experiences, like in this instant when you have somebody who you really love and you have a beautiful relationship to, all of a sudden they move, they run away, they go away. There always is a reason for why that's happening. And instead of looking at fault at the other person, always look at yourself. What's happening? How did I attract that? How did I create that? What happened here? What is the lesson here? And so that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to do, and I'm working on. And so I just wanted to share a little bit of that to maybe also help you in your relationships to become more aware of your own energy and how you come across and how you might trigger something in the other person that pushes them away or gets them to be upset. Instead of looking at fault in them, in the other person, looking at fault outside of yourself. Ultimately, it always comes back to you. And so the question is, what have I done and what can I do to be better? That's the ultimate question. And I definitely want to be better. That's my intention.